Today's News Daily is brought to you in association with our partners at Liverpool John Lennon Airport. You're thinking of a getaway this winter, whether you're off on a ski trip, a Christmas market break, or in need of some winter sun, fly from Liverpool John Lennon Airport. There's more than 70 destinations to choose from. If you fancy one of them, find out more at liverpoolairport.com. Burnley are attempting to sue Everton for £50 million because they were not good enough to stay in the Premier League by themselves. The Lancashire club are blaming the fact that Everton failed a PSR because they were building a stadium, essentially, and that should have been deducted points that season. That's what they're claiming. They weren't, and Everton stayed up at their expense. Everton are set to take on the Lancashire club over these claims. But the thing is, if Burnley do get anything out of this, and listen, £50 million is absolute pie in the sky. It's nonsense. And like I said right at the start, they got relegated because they weren't very good at kicking a football around the pitch. That was why they went down. They even beat Everton that season. We even let them win. But if Burnley were to get any kind of money out of this, it opens it all up for Everton and other teams to sue Chelsea and Manchester City once their cases have been settled. And that'll be the sort of, it should be the last thing the Premier League want. But for some reason, this has been allowed to go ahead. I mean, in the era that Chelsea sort of have owned up to, Everton were beaten in a League Cup semi-final by them and an FA Cup final and cost points in league positioning. And the sort of era Manchester City are defending, Everton would cost a Champions League place by losing to Manchester City and also a League Cup semi-final defeat again, as well as getting beat each year. So it just makes the whole thing ridiculous, and I'm amazed it's got as far as it's got. But I'm sure Everton will defend themselves robustly, and this will. But I just can't see anything happening from it. Like I say, it opens everything else up to clubs suing each other, which was something that the Premier League teams had agreed not to do. However, Burnley aren't always in the Premier League, so maybe that's why they want to look for something different. Reports today have circulated again that Everton may make a move for former Tottenham defender Sergio Reguilon. He is out of contract. He's a free transfer at the moment. Everton have got slight concern over Michalenko missed the 0-0 draw with Aston Villa. And the report just says if that continues and persists, then Everton may well make a move for Reguilon to come in as left-back cover. I mean, Everton do have Adam Asnou, who was only just getting back to full fitness. But Reguilon is a good player. Whether or not Everton are going to make the move remains to be seen. And some other little bit of transfer news today is a report that claims Everton and Manchester City are going to sit down soon to discuss the future of Jack Grealish. City are open to negotiation. There was that £50 million number bandied about, but they're very much like Burnley. City are living in absolute dreamland if they think they're getting that for Jack Grealish, who would only have a year left on his contract when his loan expires. I mean, to me, this is way too early. So again, I think it's just one of those transfer stories that banters about. But I'm quite sure if Jack continues his good form, that he's made a great start to life at Everton. If he carries that on, then Everton will be looking to try to keep him at the Hill Dickinson Stadium permanently. So we'll wait and see what happens with that one. The officials have been confirmed for this Saturday's Merseyside derby at Anfield, and the man in the middle is Darren England. He'll take charge of the game. Everton do have a decent record with him as a referee, I must admit. The assistant referees are Lee Betts and Scott Ledger. Fourth official is Bobby Madley, and John Brooks is on VAR for the derby that kicks off at 12:30 on Saturday. And finally, Everton's under-21s are in action tonight when they travel to Tamworth in the National Cup. The game is being shown live to Everton Plus members, season ticket holders, Premier members, Forever Blue members as well. It kicks off at 7:45. Everton won their opening game in the National Cup 2-1 against Solihull Moors with a Braden Graham brace. They'll be looking to follow that up tonight. That is it for the News Daily. Make sure you check out the 1878 FM podcast. That is out now on YouTube. Also, check out The Final Word, Aston Villa, if you haven't done so. Make sure you like, subscribe. Don't forget, go to liverpoolairport.com if you are looking for a winter getaway. Thanks for watching. See you later.